Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. This is the Truk'd Podcast, episode number 1, and we're ready to get it started. I'm super excited. I've got like this whole layout set up and everything with like all the stuff that I'm going to go over, and I got some brownies here. My wife made them. They're incredible. I shouldn't have eaten a brownie. Now it's like the worst thing to eat while you're trying to talk into a microphone. Super gooey. All right. Well, this isn't a podcast about watching me eat, so we'll go ahead and get into it. So the Truk'd Podcast is going to be basically a dive twice a week into the truck world. We're going to talk about news, what's going on with the big manufacturers, any kind of shows that are going on. We're going to highlight some builds. We're going to have some guests on and talk to them, have different topics of discussion and whatnot. We're going to try to link up with some sponsors and do some cool giveaways and some product reviews. It's going to be awesome. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Yeah, it's going to be super cool. I'm ready to do it. So let's get into it. Okay. So first off, what's going on, right? We're gonna look at some of the like news that's going on right now in the truck world, and I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw this earlier today. Let me pull it up here. Chevrolet has teased an all-electric Blazer SS, which is reminiscent of my childhood. When I was in high school, we had the Blazer Extreme, I think it was, and the S10 Extreme, and then we had like the Trailblazer SS, with the LS motor in it, and that was kind of like the performance SUV, right? And Jeep had their version of it, but anyway, they have teased this all-electric Blazer SS, and they showed like a 20-second video clip on their press room website, and basically it just shows like a unplugging of the charger and the kind of the side of the car, not really any detail, and then it shows the wheels, and that's it. But it's enough to get me pumped because I'm really excited to see this, because I feel like having the Tesla that I have, I know the electric cars and like how they are, and the power delivery in an electric car is insane. It's the craziest thing ever, 100% torque right away. And so for Chevy to come out with a SS version, right, it's essentially their performance electric SUV. I'm really excited. So they say that make its debut later this year, will be available in spring of 2023. So basically a year from now. So that's pretty cool coming up from Chevrolet. As soon as I get pictures of that, I will show you guys because I'm pumped about it. So next, we've got our build spotlight. So we're going to do this every episode, and basically what it's going to be is just a spotlight on somebody's truck build, and I'll link their Instagram and I'll show pictures of it, and we'll talk about it for a second and kind of just go over the truck. And so this week, the first one, it's kind of special. This is a truck that I have a lot of history with, and I'm really excited about it. So this is Rob Clutter, and it's just like it sounds, at Rob Clutter on Instagram. This is a 2019 Silverado RST Crew Cab 5.3 liter Silverado. And it's my old Silverado. So way back when I started making Silverado videos, I had the black RST lowered on 26s, and then from there I went to I wrapped it like a teal blue color. And then I don't know if y'all remember, somebody copied the wrap like here in town. And so I changed it up and I went to a leveled on 24s, and then I lifted it on 24s and I wrapped it something different. And then I wrapped it highlighter yellow, and then I got different wheels for it. And then I wrapped it baby blue, and then I sold it. I traded it on I think I traded on the Camaro. Yeah, the Camaro SS, and then I traded that a week later. But anyway, Hendrick, the dealer that I traded in, sold it to this guy who is somewhere in Georgia, I think Atlanta area, and this guy built this truck like to the next level. Like he took my truck and went insane with it. I'm looking at pictures now. I'll show you guys. It's just a crazy truck. And so if you remember from back in the day, obviously it'll look familiar to you. Same wrap that's on it. He still got the wrap on it from when I had it. But everything else about this truck has been completely changed. Obviously, he took the grill off that said Leaman Griffin. Well, he didn't actually. The dealership did. I went and picked it up from him. I've actually got it in my garage still right now. But it's insane. I think, let's see here, 26 by 16 wheels, 40-inch tires, 15 inches of lift. It's just an insane truck. This truck is lights all over the place. Just, he did a really, really, really good job. And I'll tell you guys, this was by far my favorite truck that I've owned. I hated getting rid of it, but it was on to bigger and better things. And definitely, I follow him on Instagram. You guys should too. I'll put his Instagram down here so you can follow him. But I think he's actually at, what is it, Orange Beach Invasion that's going on right now? Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's Music City Showdown. Yeah, I think it's Music City Showdown. So that's, I guess, in Nashville. But yeah, dude, this truck is crazy. He did an incredible job. Super pumped. And, you know, when he first got it, I had somebody that tagged me. They were like, is this Leaman Griffin's old truck? And not anymore. It's not. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. This truck came out really good. Anyway, so that's the member spotlight, the build spotlight. You guys go check him out at Rob Clutter on Instagram. His truck's sick. There's no more that needs to be said about that. All right, time for today's topic of discussion. I wanted to do something a little bit hip, I guess you could say, for the first episode. It is it's something that's near and dear to me right now. With my transition out of a truck and into an electric car. I want to talk about the new EV Silverado that Chevy's coming up with. There's been a lot of back and forth about it. There's been a lot of, Tesla kind of stirred the market a lot with their Cybertruck. And I'm doing air quotes a lot. I don't know why I'm doing that. I got to stop that. But Tesla kind of, stirred up the market with the Cybertruck and everybody reserved one. And then they just stopped talking about it and kept pushing the dates further and further back. And now they did this Cyber Rodeo and said that they're going to come out with the Cybertruck this year. But in the meantime, Chevy has released some information about their new electric Silverado. I freaking love it. I love it a lot. I don't know why. It just looks good. It's a unibody, right? It's a unibody truck. I don't know. I guess, do you even call it a truck? It's like an Avalanche, I guess. It looks really good. Really, really, really good. Yeah. Sorry. Forget I'm recording a video. I'm lost in this collection of photos about this truck. But anyway, so it is. I hope it's going to be a 2023 model. I don't know that they've announced that. Oh, 2024 Silverado EV. Okay, so they're coming out in 2024, which means hopefully this thing will hit the market late in 2023, or at the best case scenario, I think mid 2023, which is typically how they do that on the year models. They'll introduce it, halfway through the year before. But it is. It looks like, from what I've read, they're actually going to come out with a work truck model first and introduce that, and then they're going to release a fleet model and roll it out from there. So I think they're going to basically, it sounds to me like Chevrolet is basically saying the biggest skepticism about these trucks is whether or not they can be used as a truck, right? Everybody's like, okay, electric car, that's cool. But what are you going to do when you hook a trailer to it? What are you going to do when you put a load in the bed of it? What's going to happen to your range, to your usability, to the battery life? How's that going to work? And so I think Chevy's handling it really well. Let me see if I can find this here. Okay, here we go. So the work truck, or they call it WT, will launch first for fleet customers and offer impressive capability, blah, blah, blah. After initial launch, Chevrolet will introduce a fleet model with up to 20,000 pounds of max trailering with the max tow package. That is a lot of trailing. I mean, we're talking about a 1500 Silverado towing a dang, I mean, basically like 20,000 pounds. What is that, a 3-car hauler or something? Triple axle trailer? That's a lot of weight. So, yeah, I can't imagine that. But anyway, it looks like they're going to basically put these trucks to work first and kind of build the reputation around that, and then obviously roll them out into the market on the other trims like the RST, and I can't wait to see the LTZ. I don't know that they've actually shown the LTZ yet, but the flagship for this truck is the RST, and the features, I'm reading them right now. So we got 4-wheel steering, automatic adaptive air suspension that can raise and lower the truck like 2 inches, multi-flex mid-gate, so that's going to be in between the cabin and the bed. So it's like a drop-down, some sort of, I don't know if it's going to be a door or a folding like tailgate or like a window. It expands the truck's cargo into the back seat, and it maintains seating for a rear row passenger. So it can't be that big, because if it keeps the back seats, it's going to pick up 6-8 inches maybe. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'd like to see that. Large 17-inch diagonal LCD freeform infotainment screen paired with a neighboring 11-inch diagonal reconfigurable driver instrument display and a multicolor driver heads-up display with a field of view over 14 inches. That is a lot of screenage. It kind of reminds me of the new, like, refresh 2022. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's a lot of screen. A whole lot of screen. Kind of looks like a Camaro with those. It's got like the center stack. If you own a Camaro or you've seen the new 6 gens, like the air conditioner knobs and the little buttons across the middle, it kind of reminds me of the Camaro. A lot of screenage. Trailer and capable Super Cruise, the industry's first true hands-free driver assistance technology, allowing drivers to trail hands-free more than 200,000 miles of compatible roads. So autopilot, basically. All right, let's get to the power of these things. Okay, so the range. GM is estimating 400 miles of range on a full charge offered on the work truck and the RST trim. So there's going to be something about that trim that has a different battery pack, I'm guessing. Or maybe they'll come out with like a LT or something that has like a reduced range on it. Or maybe they'll come up with something that has an even crazier range on like a heavy-duty model. Up to 664 horsepower with more than 780 foot-pounds of torque in the available max power wide open watts mode. That's cool, wide open watts. Enabling a GM estimated 0 to 60 time of less than 4.5 seconds for a pickup truck, a Silverado. That's a lot. Standard DC fast charging on work truck and RST, up to 10.2 kilowatts of offboard power. This is really cool. So 10.2 kilowatts of offboard power on work truck and RST with optional equipment. So that's going to allow you to basically use your truck as a power bank, like a generator. So if you've got drills, battery chargers, and they can kind of do that now, but you're very limited on how much power you can produce, because these are basically just inverters that they're using in the truck now, where it takes your batteries from your truck and it turns it into 120 volts. There's only so many amps they can produce and still, recharge through the alternator. So with this massive bank of batteries on the new electric ones, you'll be able to have, standard household circuits basically of 110 volt for your truck. And so that'll allow you to plug in drills, plug in TVs, computer charging. Even further than that, you can probably plug in big lights. You can plug in, what am I thinking of? Like a Sawzall. You can plug in all kinds of stuff. You could probably run this thing literally like a generator and run like construction site stuff, air compressors probably. I don't know that for a fact, but I can tell you 10.2 kilowatts of offboard power is quite a lot for a vehicle. They even say that with optional equipment, you can power your house. Like if the power goes out, you can take this truck and plug it into your house and basically use the truck to backfeed your house so you can run lights and stuff. That's super cool. Anyway, okay, so let's see what else we got here. Fully electric truck, Ultium EV platform. I guess that's their battery technology, which I'm still skeptical about. I'll say this. I'm a Chevy guy through and through, but first year models are always trash on these trucks. They are basically trucks, cars, anything. It seems like Chevrolet gets it right the second year. every first year of something always has something that goes wrong with it. And I can't figure out why, but it's like they just can't nail it on the first year. So it's, I don't know. It's something that they've got to work out. So definitely, while I definitely am going to be in the market for an EV Silverado, it's not going to be a 2024. It's probably going to be a 2025 or, oh, yeah, phone call during the podcast. We'll let that go to voicemail. But anyway, yeah, I'll wait a year or so and let it hit the market, let it debug, figure out what's going on with these trucks that they're good at and what they're not good at, and let Chevrolet come up with a those fixes that they don't tell you about. Those they have the mid model changes like the refreshed interior and stuff like that, but the fixes that they don't tell you anything about, those are the ones that I want to let them handle before I'm a buyer for this thing. Let's see. So what's it going to cost? So let's see here. Ultium Power Production. Charging. Oh, this is cool. Hold on a second. So the RST and work truck feature public DC fast charging capabilities of up to 350 kilowatt. So basically you can get 100 miles of range in 10 minutes at a public charger. So that's pretty good, actually. I think Tesla's similar to that. It's 200 miles in like 15 to 16 minutes if you precondition the battery. I've gotten somewhat close to that, but that's pretty good. 100 miles. So that's still, though, if you're out of range on a truck, you're still sitting there for a minimum of 30 minutes to 35 minutes if you want to get anywhere near a full charge off of this truck. Hopefully their infotainment center comes with a lot of apps and things like that so that you can kill some time while you're sitting there charging. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so here's the 10 kilowatts. So when combined with the available accessory power bar, the Silverado EV's power-based charging system offers up to 10 outlets to provide a total of 10.2. It said 10.5 earlier. Nope, 10.2. Okay. To provide 10.2 kilowatt of all-electric power for countless worksite or recreational needs, including powering your own home with the required equipment. That's super cool. Silverado EV is also capable of charging another EV using the available accessory charge cord. So those memes of people running around with generators behind their car to charge their Tesla, now they can just hook car to car and drive down the road. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's see here. Come on, give me some pricing. Modular console, 7 gallons, lunch. Oh, that's cool. They got a cooler. Where is it at? Assembled domestically and globally sourced parts at GM's Factory Zero in Detroit. $2.2 billion investment, sorry. Okay, yeah, so here it is. In spring 2023, the Silverado will debut a work truck. So this is when they'll come out, which tells me this is going to be 2024. They'll launch early 2023, and then later in 2023, the RST will come out, which they call like a first edition model. That'll give you a 400. Oh God, that's expensive. 400-mile range. It will debut with a MSRP of $105,000 for an electric truck. $105,000 for a 400-mile range electric Silverado in the RST trim, which, let me tell you this, the RST trim is no slouch. And like the new Tahoe, my 2021 Tahoe was an RST, leather, two-tone, red stitching. It had heads-up display, panoramic sunroof. It had heated, cooled seats. It had the second row 12-inch entertainment TVs. Like the RST, you can get decked out. So this is not a base truck for $105,000. What I'm interested in is what the work truck looks like. Like what's the work truck price going to be? All right, so let's see here. $105,000. After production ramps up, Chevrolet will unleash the full Silverado EV portfolio, including a work truck. Here we go. That's not bad. Work truck with a starting MSRP of $39,900, and they're saying plus DFC, which I'm guessing is like some dealer fees or destination freight, basically. So work truck, RST, Trail Boss, and more. Customers have the ability to content the truck across various price ranges with MSRPs around $50,000 60, 70, and 80,000 and more, allowing them to choose a truck that meets their capability and pricing needs. So basically, you're going to be able to buy one of these things anywhere you want, from 30 all the way to 100 grand, pretty much just like they are now. If you think about it now, your base Silverado's in the 30s, and then you can build that sucker all the way up to a high country and, spend high 60s and get into a like some of the packages that they have, like the Callaways and the aftermarket add-on packages, get you really close to that $100,000 mark. So nothing new there, which is nice. Hopefully they got their battery technology down, because that's the biggest thing that I think Chevrolet's had a problem with. I think on their Bolt recently, they had to issue some sort of stop sale, maybe Volt, not Bolt. I think it was the Volt. They had to issue a stop sale on it basically because of I think they had battery issues, but I think they're clear now. But still, it's something that's been the big thing in the past that a lot of these EVs and hybrid cars have had trouble with, is the batteries. And battery technology is getting better, but still, it's something that a lot of people are just uneasy about. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be super cool. It looks good. I've got a buddy that actually sent me some pictures. His dad was hauling one, and I really think it's the one that's in these press releases, but he was hauling one in the back of a truck, same color and everything. And, dude, it looks pretty cool. The wheels look really cool. The 24-inch wheels from the factory. It's so weird to see under the hood of this truck and see basically like a cargo liner and a place where you can store your golf clubs or your backpack or briefcase or whatever. It's a good-looking truck, though. It is reminiscent of the current Silverado. It's got similar tail lights, similar mirrors. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I'm a buyer for sure. Just got to wait a little bit, let them get tested, and then we'll be all in on one. All right, let's see here. What do we got next? Oh, I think that pretty much wraps it up for our topic. I'm trying to keep these podcasts about 30 minutes long. I think that's a good length to where we can get all the information in and not bore you guys too much. What do we have coming up next week? So this is like the flag. This is the first show. This is the first episode. So episode 2 will come next, and I'm not sure quite, to be honest, on what the topics are. I kind of do this as the news comes out on different things and as I hear about different things. And so one thing I want to say is I'm going to do guests. I want to do guest speakers and have some conversation going back and forth, so it's not just me sitting here boring you to death talking to you. So if you guys are in the Birmingham, Alabama area and area. I don't know why I said that. If you guys are in the Birmingham area and you want to be a guest on the podcast and you want to sit here and let's banter back and forth and talk about some stuff, and we can get into some discussion about some controversial truck topics and what do you like and not like. And I've got some really cool topics that I've listed out and basically thought of for episodes coming up. I don't want to give them away yet, but I will start teasing those as we get closer to doing those episodes. But it's going to be super cool. I'm getting merch soon. I've never been a big merch fan, plugging my merch and everything, but I've got these shirts I'm getting made with the podcast logo, which I designed, and I think it's super cool. And it's kind of like America. It's the red, white, and blue. It's a real simple logo. I think it says everything it needs to say. And I really like it. So I'm gonna have some shirts made. If you guys want to rep the shirts, you are more than welcome. I'll probably do some giveaways on them coming up. But at the same time, if you want to buy them, you can reach out to me on Instagram, DM me, and I'll get those orders taken care of and shipped out to you. And if you want to be a featured build, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram below and in the comments. And if you're listening to on the podcast, the Instagram is at Leaman Griffin. So that's at LeamanGriffin. And you can DM me on that. I fumbled over my words there. You can DM me on Instagram, send me information on your truck build, and I'm going to pick somebody for the next show to be the build spotlight. We'll post your Instagram, we'll post your truck, we'll show everybody, and it'll be super cool. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you guys listening and watching, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I'll see you guys. This is Leaman for the Truk'd Podcast. Take care.